Good evening, good evening, good evening, good evening, everybody. I hope you are warm in this very cold, icy Johannesburg. It is cold. I hope you are warm. You're taking care of yourselves. I just wanted to quickly share something. Prioritize your mental health. Prioritize your mental health. Prioritize your mental health. I've said it 3 times. We grew up in a society where if somebody has challenges, depression, they're sad, they are going through anxiety, panic attacks, it's not easy for them to publicly say, I am not okay. It's not easy for them to publicly say, I need help, because of the stigma that comes with mental health issues. All I'm asking, prioritize your mental health. Why am I saying this? As you all know, my daughter, my twin, MK's little sister, passed on in January. And this Thursday, it's going to be 6 months since her passing. And ever since she passed on, we, meaning my son and I, have been seeing a psychologist. And as the months went on, after seeing the psychologist for some time, we were then referred to a psychiatrist, because the psychologist was able to identify that the issues that we are currently battling with need someone more knowledgeable than him, someone who can be able to assist us. I'll give you an example. My son was on autopilot, meaning it was hard for him to be happy, it was hard for him to be sad. He was just autopilot, and we were told he had a chemical imbalance. So he had to go see a psychiatrist, who then sat, assessed him, and then it's been a month now where he's been taking medication every morning. Not because he's crazy, not because he's stupid, not because anything, but because I, as his mother, made sure that since his sister, who is my daughter, passed on, I am not going to be that mother that says, don't cry. I'm not going to be that mother that says, cry, you'll get better. I'm not going to be that mother that says, no, you'll get over it. You'll get over it. No. That's because working in the gender-based violence and femicide space, I am aware that most young men who have become drug addicts, alcohol addicts, whatever addiction, abusers, some of them have a story to tell. You find that they were not given the opportunity to deal with their childhood traumas and the hurts they went through. So that is why I am so deliberate in making sure that my son gets better for his own mental state of mind. And I always tell him to say, there's nothing wrong with taking medication, my baby, because you are just getting yourself better. And after he's been taking the medication for a month, he went back last week to see the psychiatrist again. Psychiatrist said, okay, I'm seeing progress, but he must continue for the next 90 days, meaning for the next 3 months. So I am making this example because it's happening to me right now. And I want you, if you're a parent and you've got a child that has lost a sibling or is depressed or has got anxiety or whatever, go to your nearest clinics. If you do not have medical aid, they do have social workers who will then refer, right? They will refer you to therapists and so on and so on and so on. Make sure that you prioritize your children. Make sure that your children will not be a future man or woman that is suffering and having a painful adult life because they were not able or given the chance to deal with their childhood traumas. Now, coming to me, I've been seeing my psychiatrist also. Remember, there are levels, guys. There's a therapist, so I think it's social worker, therapist, psychologist, then psychiatrist. That doesn't mean I'm crazy also, but that means the level of pain that I've endured or that was inflicted on me from the loss of my daughter completely just went deeper than expected. So for the past month, I've also been taking medication from the psychiatrist. And today, I went to see the psychiatrist for my own personal session. And I was then diagnosed with PTSD. I said, what is that? He said, it's post-traumatic stress disorder. Does that mean I'm mad? Does that mean saying ahlanya? He said, no, that just means that the gravity of your pain, all the symptoms that you're explaining to me and everything that you're going through, be it mentally, everything that is happening to you is speaking to this. I can't sleep. I have chronic migraines. I'm forgetful at times. I'm always eating. I'm a comfort eater now because I'm trying to close this void. It's a lot. It's a lot of things that I'm going through. Well, I thank God that when I'm at work or in a work situation, I'm professional. It's like I'm able to get away and forget a little bit and work and do the work that I'm supposed to do. But when I get back home, having to walk through the passage, well, having to walk into the house, into our entrance area, and my daughter's pictures are all there. Sometimes it's okay. Sometimes I laugh and I think, oh, my baby, you're my angel. And sometimes I'm triggered. The worst is walking through the passage. Then her big picture is there. And then for me, it's like, oh my God, sometimes I'm, oh, and then sometimes I'm, oh my baby, I miss you. So I'm taking medication, guys. So today, he prescribed more medication for me, but at a higher level. Because he said, now that he's diagnosed me with PSTD, post-traumatic stress disorder, there's certain medication that I need to take. And he warned me, he said to me, once you start taking this medication, for the first 7 days, you're going to be extremely anxious because the medication must get you to your system. Then from there, it's going to start helping you. You're going to start, he says a lot of these negative thoughts and feeling a dark area, because one of the things I told him is that at times I feel like, you know, when you feel like, I know I want to go where my daughter is, like you feel suicidal and you feel like, I'm leaving. But then I always remind myself, there's no way my daughter will actually give me a big smack if I did that, because she is an angel. And I don't think she would like it if that happened. Right now, I'm sure she's saying, Mommy, make sure that my brother gets well. Make sure my brother is always reminded that he may not see me physically, but I'm forever there around him. My spirit is around him. There's certain things certain things that he will see and hear that will remind him of me. So I'm doing this video just to show you and be vulnerable with you that my son and I, yes, we're seeing a psychiatrist, and yes, we are on medication. For my son, he just takes medication in the morning. And for me, it's the new batch of medication that I'm taking. But I know that it's the new heavier one. But I know I still have to take the one that will make me sleep. And I've got medication for panic attacks and anxiety attacks, because I get triggered by little things. Sometimes I get triggered when for example, let me give you an example. I'm walking in the mall and I see a little girl who's somehow structured as my daughter. And that triggers me sometimes. So I walk around with my panic medication on me. So that is why I want to say to you, prioritize your mental health. Prioritize your mental well-being. Prioritize. There is absolutely nothing wrong with saying, I am not okay, I am depressed, I need to seek help. Because if you don't do that, you will sleep and you will not wake up, And people will wonder, what happened to this person? Why did this person suddenly not wake up? And chances are you might have died in your sleep because you died of a heartache, you were depressed, or whatever the case is. So parents, prioritize your children's mental health and their wellness as much as prioritize your own. Even you that's watching me, you're probably going through things, but you don't know how to navigate through the pain. Run and get yourself help. That is why most people will say, she's so strong. How does she do it? How do I do it? I make sure I don't skip my weekly visits with my, well, before it was a psychologist, but with my psychiatrist. I make sure that I take my medication as directed by my psychiatrist. But that doesn't mean that my medication will make me numb and I can't feel and I can't cry. No, I still feel, I still cry, but the medication, I'm told, will help because my body, within my body, is not okay. So prioritize your mental health and your mental well-being and stop the narrative of saying abantu bayahlanya, people are crazy, because that on its own shows your lack of education, and also it shows that you are lacking understanding that mental health must be prioritized. Let us be the generation that unlearns that which our parents taught us. Our parents told us that indoda ayikali, a man doesn't cry. Women, meaning you laugh, but inside you're broken and you're bleeding. No ways. Prioritize your mental wellness and your mental state of mind. That is what I just wanted to share with you guys on this cold Monday evening. Good night. Those with ears have heard. Bathi onendlebe magezwe. Good night, family.